Okay, guys, so it's time for language now. We're in the part of our day where we may have started language a little bit before lunch, or we may have just come back from lunch, and we're going to have our language study now. So for language today, if you could grab page 129, have it handy. Don't work ahead. It might look simple, but I do want to be sure you're understanding the concept of it, not just guessing at what some of these words could be and getting them correct. So just, if you want to slide it away from you so you can listen, and we'll catch up with that in just a few minutes, okay? So let's start off by way of review. I have a parts of speech chart here, noun, the name of a person, place, or thing. We have two types of nouns, common nouns and proper nouns. My common noun is teacher. My proper noun is Miss Upchurch. Your common noun is student. Your proper noun is your name. Next, we have verb, a word that usually shows action. Or usually, I'll get to that in just a second, but a verb shows action. Running, talking, chewing, can you, whatever. If you can, then it is a verb. It shows action. Now, we have our helping verbs, am, is, are, was, were, have, had, and has. They do not show action, but they are part of the verb phrase. Was cutting, is singing. So make sure you're careful with your verb phrases there. Adjective describes a noun. That's why we don't want to underline quietly or softly or, those things that describe, tell you how. Those are adjectives. Okay? So now today we're going to introduce a new part of speech. And the new part of speech we're going to introduce today is called a pronoun. And it is a big word, but it's a very simple concept. So let me start by reading, a couple of sentences to you on the board, okay? And you're going to see how we can put those pronouns in and how you've been using them and may not even have known what they were, okay? So let's look at the first sentence. Daisy has 3 books. Well, that sounds pretty good, right? Daisy being our subject, has being the verb. Look at sentence number 2. Daisy read one to Daisy's brother, Max. Daisy read one to Daisy's brother, Max. It's a lot of words there, isn't it? Repetitive. I'm using Daisy twice. Max enjoys hearing Daisy read the book. Max enjoys hearing Daisy read the book. We're using a lot of nouns there, concrete nouns. Proper nouns being Max and Daisy. And then this common noun, book. Well, there are times where we don't want to have to use those nouns over and over again. We want to use what is called a pronoun. And a pronoun can take the place of a noun. Okay, so let's look. I have a chart here. And let's look at the first little bit here that I have. Okay, excuse me one second. Okay, now sometimes we can use special words to take the place of nouns when there are too many. And here's a pronoun chart that I have. Sorry, I'm trying to figure out how to hold this so it looks straight. You see a couple of pronouns, and these are words that you use. These are not words that you've never heard before, right? I mean, these are words that we commonly use in everyday speech. I just used one, and that was we. So I don't want to say third grade. Tomorrow, third grade is going to work on another language paper. Third grade, we. I don't want to say third grade over and over and over again. So we use we. So let's look at some of these pronouns. I don't refer to myself as Miss Upchurch. I don't say Miss Upchurch says or Miss Upchurch said. I say I said. So that is a pronoun. It has taken the place of my name, Miss Upchurch, I. You refer to yourself as I or, that is my booklet. You don't say that is Harry. If I'm speaking, I don't say that is Miss Upchurch's book. I say that is my book. So that's how we use pronouns. So let's look at some common pronouns. I, we, you, he, she, it, they, me, us, you, him, them, her, it. So if I was talking to, let me see who I'm going to talk to, Lillian. Hey, Lillian. Hope you're doing well. So if I was talking to Lillian, we were in the classroom, and I would say, hey, Lillian, could you go get your book off the back table and let me check it, please? Lillian would say, sure, yes, ma'am, I'll go get that book. And she'd bring it to me. I wouldn't say, hey, Lillian, can you get Lillian's book off the back table? Lillian's book off the back table? See, I don't want to use her name again. I want to use a pronoun. Hey, Lillian, can you get your book off the back table? Or can you go get it off the back table? I don't want to keep using nouns over and over in my sentence. So, hey, Lil. So that's where we see how pronouns work. They just take the place of nouns. Okay? So back to our sentences on the board, we could replace. She read one to her brother, Max, right? She read one to her brother, Max. Max enjoys hearing Daisy read the book. It's a lot of nouns in that sentence, isn't it? We'd be underlining nouns all the way across. He enjoys hearing her read it. So that's how we would use pronouns. Okay? So if you have any questions about pronouns, you can rewind the video at this point and look over those again. But if not, let's go ahead and grab page 121. Make sure 129. Make sure your name is at the top of the page, and we will get started. I did have page 128 in my lesson plans for you guys to do when I was going to be gone to New York on our last day together. And I did not have that sent home to you. So we're going to go through this together, and we will work on it together, and you'll see it. It's a very easy concept. So let's look at the top box on page 129. Make sure your name is at the top of the paper. A pronoun is a word that takes the place of a noun. Gina lives in Houston. She is my cousin. Gina lives in Houston. I don't want to say Gina is my cousin. Gina is nice. Gina has 2 dogs. I would want to say she or use another pronoun of her. So let's look at the top box there. And Aiden. Hey, Aiden. How are you? I hope you're doing well. It's good to see you. If you could, please read the first line there of some pronouns for us. Yes. I, we, you, he, she, it, they. Let me find another friend here. Oh, Ethan. Hey, Ethan. Hey, buddy. Hope you're doing well. Would you read that second line of pronouns for us in the box at the top? Yes. Me, us, him, her, them. You see, bye, Ethan. You see in that box there are no proper nouns. These are just all taking place of a proper noun, but they're common nouns, pronouns, okay? Taking a place of a noun. All right, so let's look at think A. Circle, no, you have a couple jobs here. Number 1, circle each pronoun. Second thing is underline the noun in the sentence that the pronoun takes the place of. And then number 3, draw an arrow from each pronoun to the noun it stands for. Sounds like a lot. So let me erase my board here, but it's really not. We're going to do 1 or 2 and then you guys will be able to catch on very quickly. Okay? So let me write the first sentence. Sam caught a big trout. Number one, Sam caught a big trout. It's a type of fish, but he released the fish, period. You guys know that, right? Blah, blah, blah. Gotcha. All right, so first job, number one, circle each pronoun. All right, let me put my pronoun chart back up so you guys can reference that real quick. I'm looking for one of these words in this sentence. Sam, caught, no. Is that on that chart? Big, nah. Trout, nope. But, he. Ding, ding, ding. There it is right there. He. So we're going to circle the pronoun. Let me change colors here. So circle he. Everybody good so far? Okay. Now we're going to underline the noun in the sentence that the pronoun takes the place of. So we're underlining a noun. Don't underline caught. That's a verb. Okay? So let's look. Sam caught a big trout, but he. Who is he? That's right. It's Sam. So we're going to come over here and we're going to underline Sam's name. Because Sam and he are the same person. Okay? Step number three, draw an arrow from each pronoun to the noun it stands for. Now don't get too wild with your arrow here. Not a big one, just kind of a little one. So I'm going to match my circle to my underlined noun. So here we go. Start at he, and then come back this way and draw you a little arrow to Sam. Okay? We'll do another one together. All right? Abby. Oh, Abby, did you go home early? Let's see what happened here. I hope not. I hope you're feeling well. It's a different spelling of Abby, so we're hoping it's a different Abby. I hope you're feeling well, Abby. All right. Give me just a second to write my sentence. You go ahead and be thinking about the pronoun. Try to find one of these words in this sentence, and then who it's talking about, and then we'll do the work together. So give me just a second to put my sentence up here, okay? This is number 2. Okay, Abby went home early because she was not feeling well. Because she was blah, blah, blah. Got it at the end, okay? All right, so job number 1, circle each pronoun. Is Abby on my pronoun list? No. Is it in your box at the top of your page? No. Went? Home? No. Early? Because? She? Yes. That is a pronoun. So we're going to circle she. Was? Not? No, that's not a pronoun. Feeling? Is it on your box or on my chart? No. Well? No. Okay? So we have one pronoun circled so far. Now, we're going to underline the noun that the pronoun is taking the place of. Abby went home early because Abby was not feeling well. We wouldn't say that, would we? So she is taking the place of, you got it, Abby. And now we're going to match them. So we're going to match she to Same person, one and the same. We just don't want to say Abby 2 times. Okay? Because, as we grow and mature, we start using different parts of speech in our sentences and in our writings. So we don't, we want to use these pronouns rather than using that noun over and over again. Number 3. Number 3 looks a little bit longer. Number 3, the Berlin Zoo is one of the world's oldest zoos. It has more kinds of animals than any other zoo. Okay, so you work on number 3 for a second. You're going to find and circle the pronoun. Mark it right small. Squeeze it in right there. Started off too big. Okay. Kind of give you a hint as to what the pronoun is, right? Okay, so the Berlin Zoo is one of the world's oldest zoos. It has more kinds of animals than any other zoo. So I'm not going to go through each word again. I think you kind of get the gist of how to find what the pronoun is. So let's look at number 3. The Berlin Zoo is one of the world's oldest zoos. It. Here in this sentence, it would be our pronoun. I'm going to circle it because it's on our chart and at the top of your page. So I have it circled. What is it renaming or taking the place of? The Berlin Zoo, right? So you're going to come and I think we're underlining. Yes, we're underlining the Berlin Zoo. And then we're going to match it. Okay? So let me take my and there we go. Okay? You wouldn't want to say the Berlin Zoo is one of the world's oldest zoos. The Berlin Zoo has, you can just say it there. You don't have to rename it. You don't have to keep using the proper name, the proper noun. You can just use it, a pronoun. Number 4, at the petting zoo, visitors may pet several different animals. Children especially enjoy petting them. This one's going to be a little trickier. So I'm going to give you a second. I'm going to move this pronoun chart down just a smidge since you have that at the top of your page. Because I'm going to need to write this sentence right here. This one's going to be a little more tricky. So you work, you see what you think. I'll get the sentence up and then we'll go over it together. Okay? But please use your box at the top of your page or my chart here. Don't guess. Okay? Because you've got to match it to something. I mean, like Sam caught a big trout, but he released the fish. You can't match, he to caught. I mean, those are not nouns. So you got to just think for a few minutes and use your charts. Okay? I'll be with you in just a second. This is number 4. patience. Okay. Hope you have some kind of little idea there. We are looking at number 4. In case you've moved ahead, kind of back up and stay with us, okay? At the petting zoo, visitors may pet several animals. Children especially enjoy petting them. Remember, your first step is not to find your noun, because there are a lot of nouns in these 2 sentences. Your first step is to find your pronoun and circle it. So you're looking for a word out of your top box in one of these 2 sentences, okay? So you can go through all these words, and it's not going to be until you reach the end of this last sentence. Them. Them in sentence number 4 is your pronoun. So I've circled it. Children especially enjoy petting them. Who does them refer to? Animals. Not different animals, because different tells you which ones. That's kind of like an adjective there. Different animals. So it's only referring to a noun. Different is not a noun. So be sure that you go back and you underline animals there. And then you're going to match the 2. And it's going to be just like that on your paper. You're going to connect the bottom to the top, because them is renaming animals. Okay? All right, so let's look at number 5. The Smiths gave our family a large box of apples. My family enjoyed eating them. Okay? Your first job is not to find the noun. Your first job is to find your pronoun, because there are several nouns. So with that in mind, number 5, what is our pronoun? It has to be in this chart on my board, same thing as your chart on your paper. That's right, them. So let's go to the end of number 5 and let's circle the word them. My family enjoyed eating them. Now, what does them refer to? Apples. That's right. So go back and underline apples. Okay? So you'll have them here with a circle, because that is your pronoun. It's in the top box, them. None of those other words in that sentence are in the top box, so that's how we know that's a pronoun. And it is taking the place of apples. So we are going to go back and underline apples, and then we are going to connect the 2 words. Okay? So that's pronouns and how they take the place of nouns. We wouldn't want to say there, the Smiths gave our family a large box of apples. My family enjoyed eating apples. We could just say them there and not be so repetitive. All right? Think B. Choose the correct pronoun from the box for each green noun and write it in the blank. So in your box, you have her, it, him, them. So look at number 1. First of all, you notice your green word there, as the directions said. Mom asked Daniel to shovel the snow. So your green word is Daniel. What word out of the box could we use to replace Daniel? Mom asked her. Daniel's not a her. Mom asked them. Daniel's singular once, not plural. Right. Mom asked him to shovel the snow. Him is correct there. Number 2, draw a picture and make a get well card for Miss Lee. Now, if you look at number 2, Miss Lee is there in green. So what could we, out of the box, what could we replace Miss Lee with? Draw a picture and make a get well card for them. Miss Lee is singular, so we don't want to use a plural pronoun. Correct. Draw a picture and make a get well card for her. Okay, number 3. I spilled orange juice on my clean shirt. What pronoun could we replace with the green word of orange juice? I spilled him on my clean... No, we know that's not right, right? I spilled it on my clean shirt. Yes. Number 4, have you met Rachel and Sarah Smith? So Rachel and Sarah Smith are in green. So what pronoun could we use to replace Rachel and Sarah Smith? Have you met her? No, not her, because we have Rachel and Sarah Smith, two people there. So that's a plural noun. So we need to use the pronoun, that's right, them. Have you met them? Okay. So let's look at Remember C. This is kind of a review. Rewrite the run-on sentence correctly by using a comma and the joining word in the box. Okay? So let's look at Remember C. So we're needing to rewrite the whole sentence here. Slide this down a little bit more. You may have a salad for lunch. You may have a turkey sandwich. So let's rewrite this with the joining word or. Okay? You, so you're writing, make sure you have a capital Y there, please. You may have a salad for lunch. Now, if we were going to stop there, and we could, you may have a salad for lunch. Sure. You could put a period there. You may have a turkey sandwich. You may have a salad for lunch. You may have a turkey sandwich. Okay? We could put a period there. But in this run-on sentence, we're going to take the period out, but we're going to replace it with a comma. The comma is just replacing the period. We've got to have a piece of punctuation there. So you may have a salad for lunch, comma, or you may have a turkey sandwich. Okay, you have a choice. You may have a salad or a turkey sandwich. Okay, so any questions about pronouns or I'm talking to you guys like you're right here with me in this room. If you have any questions, you can rewind the video and watch it again. Just remember in your top box, old habits die hard, right? You can look at your top box. You can rewind the video. As always, if you have any questions, it's just not understanding, just text me a question. We'll try to address it in our next session tomorrow. Just pronouns taking the place of a noun. Okay? So language is finished. So if we were, well, we are in our day. So our next subject will be spelling. So if you want to go ahead and grab your spelling books, if you want to take a break, you need to go grab a turkey sandwich or a salad, you can do that, and then we'll go into spelling next. I think we're on list 25 is where we are. Thanks.